Hey, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for weekly automotive mechanical content for the average shade tree mechanic. So I want to jump right into it. One thing I've been wanting to do and look into that I finally did was research into headlights and just the light output that these quad headlights of these tradesman trucks that they come with. You know, if they can get upgraded and modified, and obviously everything on this Ram truck you can really touch and modify. So one thing I wanted to shed some light on, and I have some notes right here. I'm not recreating the wheel, but something that I looked into, because they do have H11 headlight bulbs in these trucks for the low beams. I never really use my high beams, so I'm just more so focused on low beams right now, is converting your H11 headlight bulb into an H9. And so as you can see right here, this is what I bought online just through Amazon, and I'll post the link down below. It's just a standard H9 12 volt 65 watt standard original equipment quality headlight bulb. Nothing too crazy. Bought it for a good deal, very cheap, and so, you know, if it didn't really work out, I can obviously just take them out. So just some notes I want to share with y'all, and this is off of another forum of someone's other research. You know, it's like, which is what my channel is about. You know, like if I do a lot of research, I, you know, share this information with y'all, and so that, you know, this saves everyone time. So what this dude's saying is, you know, doing the H11 to H9 swap will yield about 2100 lumens from 1250. So 2100 is what would get put out from the 12 volt 65 watt H9 bulbs instead of the 1250 that we have right now standard on our tradesman trucks. And even if you have higher model, if you still have these quad headlights, this also includes you. So essentially you're doubling the light output. The stock circuit is rated for 15 amps, so with the extra 10 watts you're nowhere near the limit. And so standard is 55 watt. The 65 watt H9 is really not too much, and based off of more research, the wiring will also be able to support the added watts getting pushed out from each headlight. One thing that kind of stemmed my thought process on this was it was the exact same process as what I did with my wife's 2006 Honda Accord. I believe it had a 9006 headlight bulb for the low beam, and you know, I was looking through some forums. I found out, okay, if you try the 9012 HR2 bulb, which is the exact same bulb, just puts out more output, but it has shorter life. That's the whole thing. It just has a shorter life. Then you just get a better light output from your vehicle, and it's a very cheap upgrade. And if it doesn't work out, if you don't like swapping them out every maybe 6-8 months or however long they last, which is from what I read how long they last, then this could be for you. And if you don't like changing them out often, and obviously this is the first time I'm doing it, it's been like 4 months since I've done it with my wife's Accord, and so they're still pushing out strong, but it was definitely a significant light upgrade. So there's some other information, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't want to get too in depth with what I'm talking about, but for now, let's go ahead and get these onto the truck. So tools that you're going to need is a 10mm socket. So I'm actually going to be using my cordless drill driver, so I just have an adapter for that. You also have just a basic plastic plug puller. This is more so for the interior, but this will work as well just to get those plastic tabs. I have some 1/4 inch drive extensions just in case I need to get in there, but I doubt I'll have to use this. And then you obviously have your bulbs. Alright, so first step, going ahead and using this tool, you have these plastic tabs that you need to pop out. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and here's 4. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those out and move on to the next. So I moved that off to the side. This tool worked amazing. If you don't have something like this, you could, I'll post a link down below, but it also works well with interior plastic trim, again popping out those plastic pieces. Alright, so next step, there's 10mm bolts. Here's one right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So go ahead, loosen all those up, and then I'll show you the next step. 4 bolts have been taken out. Very simple. All right, so next step, to take off this grill is essentially just open it like a door. So reach your hand, prop it out from the bottom right, so push out from the inside. Here, that'll pop out, and then essentially just open it out like a door, like that, and it should be able to open up flawlessly without breaking any tabs. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so that worked well, exactly the way I told you. It might sound like you're doing some damage as you're opening it up like a door, but nothing happened to my tabs. So just go ahead and push through that like pain of hearing some things pop, but it's essentially it's just the tabs popping out of their place, but they didn't break. All right, so next step is taking off 2 more 10mm bolts. There's going to be one right here. I already took that out, and then there's another one right here that you're going to have to loosen up. Let's go ahead and take out these 2 bolts, and I'll show you how to get in behind the wheel well to finish taking out the headlight. All right, y'all, so I finished that step, and now I'm moving into the wheel well. This is the driver's side. I'm doing the driver's side headlight assembly first. All right, so what you're gonna see, and this is real tricky with 2 hands. I'm holding one hand with the camera, one with the light, but there's a white plastic tab, and as you can see, just to the left of that bolt that you see there, there's a plastic tab. What you're gonna do is actually just slide that up, and that will give the headlight assembly the ability to come out. Okay, so the headlight popped right out, very easy. I went ahead and disconnected this so I can twist the headlight assembly sideways and let it rest within this area. So the bulb's just right here. What you do, just go ahead counterclockwise, remove this from there, and this is your low beam headlight bulb. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it and compare this H11 with the H9. All right, y'all, so here are the 2 bulbs. This is the H11, this is the new H9. One of the very few differences, as you can see, the top tabs, this one's a little offset to the right, as you can see. This one's offset to the left. Either way, they'll be able to go ahead and slide in there and be secured. Main difference is going to be in here from what I understand. So here's the new one, here's the old one. As you can see, there's one plastic piece going right through the center of the connecting metal pieces, metal rods, and then this one's got one in the very bottom. Okay, so this is the very distinct difference that you'll find H11 compared to an H9. Let me go ahead and show you what I have to do in order to get this new H9 into the wiring and into the headlight assembly. Okay, so here's the wiring connector for the bulb, and as you can see, there's one long piece right there, and I eventually ended up cutting into it right there. And as you can see, that line, I actually ended up using this high-speed Dremel. It's like a 8330 kit or 8220 kit. So all I'm gonna have to do is just keep cutting it up into the black portion so that it can slide in and hook into place. All right, and the reason why I'm cutting into it is because it does actually nothing. It's still gonna secure right there off of that piece into the bulb. But essentially, I know exactly what y'all are thinking, like, man, what are you cutting into some wiring harness for? It's like $50,000 truck. Like, I get it. I'm crinkling as I do it as well. There may be an adapter out there, but I really don't want to wait that long. I already took off the grill, and that's essentially it. It's not doing no harm to the wiring adapter. I'm not cutting into anything. All this is plastic. So I'm gonna go ahead, cut this in, and put on the bulb. Put in the bulb and see how bright it is. All right, so here's the new bulb. Everything clicked in, it is secured, working very well. So let me go ahead and put everything together and show you some pattern compared to the other side, the other passenger side headlight. Okay, so I put the headlight back in. The passenger headlight still has the original factory H11 bulb in. This one to your left is the H9. As you can see, it is clearly brighter than the H11. It's got a good breakdown, good line. Honestly, the best way to really assess this is obviously in night. I have some daytime light coming in through the garage, but this is just a quick snapshot. You can easily see the difference between the H9 and the H11. Okay, so yeah, let me just get a little bit of a close up. All right, and then let's check out the other side. And actually, another thing that I noticed is that, and it's going to be real hard for y'all to actually see on camera, but this is actually a little more of a yellowish. All right, and there's not really, I mean, there's one hot spot right there, and y'all probably not be able to catch that on the camera, but that is about it. You can really see in between. The other side is very bright, but it is clearly brighter on the H9 than it is the H11. So this is all I really wanted to see. I'm going to try this out for quite a while to see if this is actually, you know, really all I need for a headlight, a light output. Okay, so quick tips for reassembly. All right, don't forget 10mm bolts, another 10mm bolt, and this is the longer one. These two bolts are different, but this one's they're both 10mm. All right, so one thing I did notice, and something to be aware of before taking off your headlight, is look at these small blue lines. There's one right here, one right there, and then one off of this. I just make sure that everything's in line for those blue lines, and that should be it. Again, for the back, make sure the clip, you push it, I believe, up. Actually, you got to make sure you push it down. One thing to not forget as well is the waterproofing. So I already put this headlight back in. I started taking the bolts out again, but I forgot to put this cover on. All right, this is what keeps it from, this is what keeps all the moisture out of the headlight over time. Other than that, very easy reassembly. All right, so I hope y'all got the quick snapshot of really how to conduct this process. Very simple. If you didn't have a Dremel, now would be a great time to actually get one. I had to go grab one real quick, but it's pretty cool. I've had use for it in the past, but I kind of ended up getting by. But now it gave me a reason to get a Dremel. So if you don't have one, I'll go ahead and post a link down below. But as you can see, much happier with this light compared to this light. So let me see, I'm actually going to drive it for a while and see, you know, within the next 2 months if I'm happy with it, or I'm actually going to upgrade to an LED kit. All right, but this does it for now. The bulbs were like, I don't know, $9 each, $6 each, and so you can't go wrong. If you have a Dremel, it'd be a very simple process, very limited fabrication required for this upgrade. So let me know if y'all actually have done this before. Let me know what y'all think. Until next time, ciao.
Perfect.